Peace, family. This is Tariq. Welcome back again for another day, another episode of Knowledge Corner. All right, today's insight: focus on your purpose. Focus on your purpose. I get this from the song Gas Station Run by Larry, June, and Cardo. This is off of their Into the Late Night album or EP that was released on September 24th of 2021. This album's getting ready to have a birthday in a little while. As you guys know, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know Larry. I've done a lot of Larry songs. Larry has helped me out a lot. Just a lot of the things that he says is very inspirational to me. You find inspiration in sometimes the strangest places. And, when I was going through my divorce and when I was trying to figure things out, a lot of Larry's music helped me through that time frame. The part of the song I want to focus on, and I'm actually going to kind of edit it because this, some people may think it's explicit. But he says, "I don't give a F about your politics. Get up off your ass, little brother, make something." Focus on your purpose. If you're the type of person like I was at one point in my life, you're trying to figure life out. You're trying to figure out, like, what am I supposed to be doing? I've seen so many videos about people talking about, my purpose. And I've always thought, like, okay, what is my purpose? Like, why am I here? Like, what is my purpose? And that made me go down a somewhat of a rabbit hole to try to figure that out. But what I got to and what I started to understand is your purpose is where you currently are and what you should be doing. For me, part of my purpose is making sure my kids are good. Part of my purpose is making sure that my wife is good, that my ex-wife is good. That's a part of my purpose. Another part of my purpose is making these insight videos for you guys so you can kind of get a better understanding of what you should be doing, as far as what your purpose may be, or where you should be if you're going through hard times. God put that on me to express a part of my purpose to you guys. And I'm so grateful and thankful for anyone who ever watches these videos. You take the time out of your day to sit down and actually watch this. So I really appreciate that. I am grateful for that. But you have to focus on your purpose. As a young man, especially when I was in college, when I was trying to figure things out, I was trying to say, I need money. I want to make money. I was not the typical, college student in a lot of ways because I had a child that I had to take care of. Thank God that, I had parents that helped me out with that. But a lot of people, when they start college, a lot of them don't have children. So my mindset, even though it was different, I was still, in a lot of ways, still in the same place as a lot of my peers. Having children definitely matures you. It should mature you. Let me say that, because a lot of people have kids and they shouldn't. That's just being 100. For me, having children has matured me, but having daughters has really like focused me where I need to be. Having a son for all these years and then having daughters just let me understand that little girls are a lot different than little boys. They require the same type of love, but different. That's a part of my purpose. I wake up every day, I come to work, as you see, I'm in the parking lot at work actually making these videos. That's a part of my purpose. That gives me something to look forward to the next day. When I go home, I sit down and I listen to the song that I'm going to do. And then I come up with, the insight. I come up with a diagram of what I want to say. And you can't do that if you're sitting on your butt. You can't do that if you're not focused on your future. One thing about the future, it's not promised to us, but you can put a guideline down on what you want to do. You have to know where you want to go. Of course, that may not be where God wants you to go, but you have to have somewhat of a guideline on where you want your life to be. I had that at one point. Of course, my life has not turned out anywhere near the way I thought it was. And that's okay, because in order for me to give these insights, my life had to go the way it went. So I'm fortunate that I am able to share that with you all. Colossians 3 verse 23. And whatever you do, do it heartily as the Lord and not to man. When I think of that, that goes into your purpose. I put my heart into this. As I've said before, I don't care if one person sees this. I don't care if a million people see this. I'm putting my heart and my soul into it for the betterment of the Lord. I'm not doing this for gain. I'm not doing this to be popular amongst, other, individuals, because that's fleeting. One quote that Coach Prime says that his mom told him when he was younger was, a fan only blows when you're hot. And there's a lot of people who have, whether social media fame and everything at the moment, but tomorrow that fame may be gone, long gone. So what are you going to do? I've lived 40 plus years of my life without being famous. I could go the rest without being famous. I'm not doing this for that. I'm doing this because I was led to do this. So I'm doing it with my heart. So because I'm doing it with my heart, God sees that, and God is going to give me favor because of that. Surah An-Najm, this is the 53rd chapter, 39th verse. That man can have nothing but what he strives for. That man can have nothing but what he strives for. I'm striving to be the best man that I can. I am striving to be the best father that I can. I am trying to be the best husband that I can. I am trying to be the best son, the best friend. That's what I'm striving for. But the most important thing that I'm striving for, I am striving to be what God wants me to be. Because I'm doing that, that's a part of me focusing on my purpose. When you think of your life, you think of the hard times, and you think God took you out of those moments to get you where you are now, you should be blessed that you were able to go through that and survive. Because there's a lot of people who go through those things and they don't make it out. They take their lives, or, they may end up, doing something and they end up going to jail or whatever. That's a part of you understanding that God has a purpose for each and every one of us. But because we have free will, we can go in and actually alter what God's plan is for our lives. That's the only downside of free will. Because when we are created for a purpose. And a lot of times we miss that purpose because we're looking elsewhere or we're afraid. There was a large part of my life where I was afraid to do what I'm doing now, which I was not focusing on my purpose. I was being lazy. I was making every excuse I could in order to not do what I'm doing now. But I got to a point to where I just didn't care anymore. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it regardless of how things turn out. I'm still going to focus on what I need to. I'm going to focus on my purpose. You need to focus on whatever your purpose is. And if you don't know what your purpose is, pray to God and he'll show you exactly what you should be doing. Gas station run. Good job, Larry. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe, and positive energy activates constant elevation. Peace.